it's an interesting time to be a DC fan right now, because right now we are in limbo. Sure, we got Blue Beetle and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom to go, for the end of the year. But in 2024, it's a bit of lingo. You got Joker 2, and that's it in films. You got the Penguin, and that's it in TV. Maybe Creatures and Mantos, all that. But when it comes to a DC universe, we have to wait till 2025 when Superman Legacy comes out in July of that year. And one of the films that DC Studios announced in January of this year is they're going to do a new Batman film called Batman Brave and the Bold. Now, the thing is, I want to express this because a lot of people be like, well, what about this Walker Patterson thing? What about the Batman, Matt Reeves, and all that kind of stuff? That is going to be under Elseworlds. So basically, you're going to get two Batmans running around at the same time. Basically, essentially the difference is one gets to hang out with Superman, one does not. That's literally the difference. And all the stuff that's going to be in the Batman saga, as they call it. So, but here's the thing. I think everyone, I think most people are really excited about the brand new DC Studios. First, DC finally is getting a studio. It's co-run by James Gunn, who has created remarkable films in the genre. If it's The Suicide Squad, if it's Guardians 1, 2, 3, and the Holiday Special, if it's Peacemaker, even though I'm not a big fan of Peacemaker, a lot of people are. It's a beloved series a lot of people have. So, I really think this is a great time to be a DC fan. And of course, when it comes to a type of film, like all we know James Gunn is also, it's probably the first time I ever heard the studio head is writing and directing the film, but he is doing, he's directing Superman Legacy. But we don't know who else is directing the other films or the other TV shows. Until now, we know now who's directing Brave and the Bold, and it's Andy Muschietti, who has a little movie out right now called The Flash. I'm reading this from a YT that has broken the news, and it reads, Andy Muschietti is officially suiting up to direct a brand new Batman film a YT can reportedly support exclusively. The film is one of the several new DC Studios titles mapped out by leaders James Gunn and Peter Safran earlier this year. University behind this weekend's superhero release, The Flash, will direct Batman Brave and the Bold. The project is based on the comic book series authored by Grant Morrison, which is clearly James Gunn's huge explanation. Like if you want to know what possibly a James Gunn Justice League is going to look like, you may want to look at Grant Morrison's Justice League and have a sense of what stories might get told in there, or you never know, right? But the comics imagine a Bat family where Bruce Wayne's biological son Damian serves as Robin to his dad's Batman. Barbara Muschietti will be his sister and creative partner. Will produce the film alongside him under their label Double Team alongside Gunn and Safran. And I wasn't surprised that he's in the DC family. And you know what? It kind of fits that he's doing Batman. It makes sense because one of the highlights, one of the coolest elements of The Flash is how he handles Batman. But both of them. How he handles the Ben Affleck version or the Michael Keaton version. So it makes sense. It does make me feel a little bit more comfortable that they got someone who has experience with the character. And also, they love the movie. They love The Flash, right? For the last 6 months, they've just been mentioning, James Gunn on Twitter that keeps talking about how it's the greatest comic book movie ever made. And, it's not. I mean, honestly, there's certain things, mainly in the third act, that I was like, this is not the greatest comic movie ever made. Mainly stuff dealing with, like, Dark Flash and all that. I just wasn't a fan of. But while watching The Flash as a Batman fan, as a hardcore Batman fan, I'm like, yep, this is the way to do it. this is awesome. This is how I get a comic booky kind of Batman film. Because as much as I love the Batman and this dark, gritty, hyper realistic world, for me that works for like. But as much as I love it, at the same time I do want the Bat Family. I do want like the most comic booky Batcave in the history of mankind. That you're thinking, this would cost you $1 bazillion to make, and how I think a lot of people would know who you are just by the electricity bill of how much money it's going to be, how much money of electricity is going to run down for this Batcave. It's going to have a massive bat logo in the middle where the Batmobile will be. Like, I kind of want that comic booky Batman and it's good, and also it's a good way to have your cake and eat it. Do you want a grounded, gritty version? You got the Matt Reeves version. If you want a comic booky one that hangs out with Superman and has a Bat family and has a son and all that, this is the way to, his way to bowl. This is the DCU version of the character. Now, I will say this. You're dealing with Robin and you're dealing with Damian. Now, the background story of Damian is that he is trained by the League of Assassins. Bruce doesn't know that Damian exists, but about 10 years ago, him and Talia hooked up, and he gave her a son, Damian, and Talia and her father Ra's al Ghul trained Damian as an assassin. Now the thing is, he's 10 in the comics. You can't do that because A, it will still make Bruce Wayne a fucking child abuser, and 2, it's going. The concept of a 10-year-old for the average goer holding a sword is adorable. You can't take that shit seriously. Now, everybody will say, well, James Gunn, made a movie about a talking tree and a talking raccoon. Why can't we have a 10-year-old Robin? Because hi, my name's David Wayne. I'm gonna fear me. He basically acts like the Robin from the Harley Quinn show. That's basically what it's going to be. And that works for a comedic version and for an animated version, but for a live action environment, oh hell no. Damien needs to be at least 18. At least like maybe 17, 16. Where it's like Bruce, being a little bit of an unspottable parent, but but Damien can kind of make his own choices. That we're balancing that. And also, the thing about Damien is in the comics, when he got introduced, people hated him. Because people like kids who do what they are told. And Damien is basically little Batman. He's literally little Bruce. And Bruce, being Bruce as a grown-ass man, is awesome. Damien being 10 and acting like his father makes your reader or your viewer wanting to punch Damien in the face. That's the problem. And I think you need to make him slightly likable or be self-aware that Damien is being a little twat right now, but don't worry, next time you see him or near the end of the film, he's going to become less of one. He's going to grow as a person and have a sense of evolution now through the film. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think this is a great choice. And you can kind of tell like what type of DC universe that they're planning to make. That they're planning to make the more blockbustery, but still has some heart, still has some soul towards it, and such. But yeah, I mean, technically, we won't probably see this film until like 2026 at the earliest. But yeah, comment below. What do you think of Andy directing Batman: Brave the Bold? And do you think my point of how you have to maybe make a live action Robin work, and mainly Damian, to work well for the average goer? If you agree on that or don't agree on that, comment below and let me know your thoughts.